So thank you all for coming, and I hope the vendors outside can hear me too. And for everybody who is visiting, there is many more booths outside. What I would like to do now with all of you together, I actually would like to share my intention with you why we are here today. It's called the Spring Market for Health and Wellness. However, health and wellness, of course, matters in all the seasons. So the intention was to start this year by coming together and share with each other how we can help each other to stay healthy, how we can establish wellness rituals and routines to be the best we can be and the best we want to be. So in order to give that intention some love and light, I'm going to try to light this candle now. And there was light. Great. So we have two speakers, and this is something totally new and totally exciting and community-centered and heart-centered and just amazing. The Mendocino County Herbal Guild has a trailer outside, which is the mobile apothecary for this area. And I say a few more things, and then Sara and Autumn are going to come up and tell you everything about it. First of all, I am so grateful for each and every one of you to come. Just enjoy this day, whatever may happen. Be inside, be outside, have some food. Paul has some fantastic food. And just celebrate all of us caring for our health. All right. Are you ready to talk? Okay.
Thank you, Claudia. Well, I'm just very thrilled to have this opportunity to inaugurate our mobile herbal clinic, our mobile apothecary. It's had many names in its long birthing process. And so it's really thrilling to use this event to formally launch our apothecary, we decided that apothecary was a bit of a mouthful, and our real desire is for this to be an herb clinic that everybody feels comfortable coming to, something that's accessible, something that's wherever in the community the need is for affordable, accessible herbal education, which is pretty much everywhere. So it's great to be mobile. A little bit of history on the project.
We voted outside just a few moments ago that it's going to be the wellness wagon, because apothecary is a mouthful.
Yes, so the mobile herbal wellness wagon is outside in the back. Please come visit and check it out. It has been a very long path for those of you who aren't familiar. The Mendocino County Herb Guild, I think in 2017, sort of launched this vision and had lots of fundraisers and harvest dinners right here to try to make it happen. COVID, wildfire, life, drought, and we've just held to it. So many people have held to this vision for such a long time. And so I have to begin with thank yous. The Mendocino County Herb Guild, the traditions in this county around herbalism are so long and so deep. Much of our traditions are in this area are centered around Donna de Terra and around the Motherland Botanical Sanctuary. Deep traditions in our county among the indigenous community and herbal plants, deep traditions because we live in an amazing ecosystem with so many amazing plants. We're so rich and abundant in herbalism. Rosemary Gladstar Many of us went to the school, the California School of Herbal Studies. So we're so lucky to have these herbal traditions, and so the mobile apothecary is a way to bring it back. And so I think I was supposed to say something else. Well, I'll say just one more thing. So basically what we're offering at the mobile apothecary right now, and Autumn's going to talk a lot about volunteers, but our basic herbal consultations, lots of herbal education, and the abundance of plant medicine that people donate. And through Herbalists Without Borders, we also get donations from some of the big herb companies, so we can make all of that available. And we have a small grant from the Community Foundation, which we're also very grateful for, to make this all happen. So thanks to everybody that's taken us down this path.
Thank you, Sara, for starting us off. Yes, stay with me. Don't leave me. We're in this together. Keep the wagon afloat. Okay. Hi. All the things Sara said, yes, wonderful, amazing. It's been a long history. There's been so many iterations of this project and journey, and so many people have put sweat and time and money and heart into it. And Sara came to some of us a year ago and said, you know, we need a clinic. We need a low-cost, free herbal people's clinic. You know, why isn't this happening? And so we got together exactly 1 year ago and started to collaborate and brainstorm and cook it up again. And then we went, oh, that's right, the Mendocino Herb Guild, they were doing this. Let's tap into that. And so we have formed this newest journey together. And it's here, it's in the back. You can see it. Please come visit, come inside. It's adorable. I was going to speak really quickly. Most of you here are healers, or you're into alternative health already. You know, you care for yourself, you cook for yourself. But the reason this project is important, even in such a, you know, healthy community, a diverse, you know, knowledgeable community, is because there's many, many people and pockets that don't have access or information about herbal medicine. And we have to get out there and make this medicine, the people's real medicine, available. It's got to go back to not being this, you know, hip thing tucked away. It's got to be on the streets. It's got to be there for communities that wouldn't find us otherwise. So being mobile puts us out there, helps us move around and reach seniors, homeless community, the corners of the county where we can reach out and connect with other folks and spread this goodness. So it is very important. Please support us in many ways. There's many ways you can support us. And here's some lists. Yeah, here's the logistics. We have 5 committees we're working on forming, so if anybody here feels inspired or called to contribute or join one of these committees, I'm going to list them. So if it dings for you, find us out there. We have a sign-up sheet. We'll get your info. The first one is the inventory committee, which is just, you know, going through all the herbs, helping us sort, see what we need, where we're going to source it. We have outreach and media, which is no one's favorite committee, but maybe somebody here loves that kind of work and feels that, you know, online social butterfly pull. We have medicine making committee, which is fun, really fun. And clinic scheduling, staffing, and final forms and records committee for people who are really into the paperwork side of things. So find us if you have ideas, any, you know, info to offer, someone else you know that might be interested. Find us outside and share that info. The final thing I want to say is that we are having our first big open volunteer and / planning meeting coming up May 11th at Green Uprising Farm. at 5 p.m. And so that's our first time in a whole year where we're really opening this back up to the community at large to say, who wants to network? Who wants to jump on board? You know, let's do this. How can you help us? Even if it's from afar, you know, support is needed in so many ways. Yeah, so thank you. Yay.
The wellness wagon, I like that. Maybe some of the musicians, wherever they are, this needs a song. I think you should have a song, right? A wellness wagon song. So whoever is inclined, they're open to receiving a song. And yeah, so go out and see them. And before I introduce the next speaker, I just want to say a really heartfelt thank you to the amazing Leslie who has created all this here. Thank you, Leslie, for doing this. And actually, this is the abundance of the county we live in. This is a thank you to Mendocino County and the hills around us. They are full of wonder and full of medicine, aren't they? All right. There's something else I want to say. If you come to my table, I'm offering a free community service workshop for anyone who is afflicted with long COVID. So come talk to me about that if you're interested. I also have this year's fresh poison oak sensitivity management remedies available. All right, next speaker will be coming up now, and I'm excited to introduce to anyone who doesn't know her yet, Dr. Terri Turner, and she will tell you about her take how we can improve our health and make the right choices. Would you like to come up, please?
Greetings. Welcome to everybody who's here. I'm going to kind of fill you in on a little bit of a vision that I'm in the midst of kind of raising up. And actually, I talked about it at one of these events 3 years ago. And I'm looking for volunteers. So what we all noticed a lot in the midst of COVID was that our system got very fragmented. We had a large and difficult time getting access to health and healing, which is part of what the herbal wellness wagon is all about as well. But really had to kind of deal with our little pods and our little groups of people to help sustain ourselves in the midst of this process. And I think we need to actually extend that a little bit. So one of the things that I'm working on is this thing called Access Health Choices. And part of what it really includes is all the different information, education, resources, and making things very local, regional, can go national, can go to international, but things that are kind of a spider web of health and healing here in our county. And with that, I want to launch a thing called Health Ambassadors. So all of us are very talented, and when we get into a place where we need to find out resources ourselves, what do? We research it. We look at it. We set it up. Oh, our grandchild needs an IEP. We don't know how to do that. We're going to figure it out. Oh, we want to know how to deal with long COVID. We look for somebody else that has long COVID that may have done research as well. We look at how we can get access to things in our area, like the healing and wellness wagon, in regards to the things that have been traditionally around for centuries, both in native populations and ourselves locally, and that we grow here, that are really accessible. So I'm going to tell you one thing to start with. One of the things that I researched is that, let me explain first. I'm a physician, I'm an herbalist, I'm a functional medicine doctor, and I'm an educator. I've started several med schools, and actually that's what I did during COVID. In Fresno was my latest one, 3 total. But I was working with a PhD who actually was a geneticist, and she at one point said, oh, for fun, me and my buddy are gonna figure out the genetics of COVID-19. I said, great, Laura, that's great. She's an immunologist from Canada. And she was looking at it and she goes, you know, I found a receptor on COVID-19 that fits the medical medicine I just made for a pharmaceutical company. And I said, really, Laura, what is it? She goes, well, the name is it's very expensive. It's all of this stuff. I said, so you have a machine to put COVID-19 in and put your medicine in with it, right? And she goes, yeah. So she did, and her medicine matched with the receptor with picometers, which means like the smallest amount you can imagine. And so I then said, well, what's your medicine made out of, Laura? She goes, Chan Shang. And I said, okay, Chan Shang. We looked it up, hydrangea root. It's made from hydrangea root. And both of us knew that the world was not going to vaccinate everybody. And there is hydrangea root on every single continent in every single country. And if you make a tincture or glycerin at a hydrangea root, you need a drop in a pitcher of water for people drinking it, and you won't get COVID or Omicron. Hydrangea root. Very basic. I called my friend his name is Dan Bensky. He actually is a formulary guy for traditional Chinese medicine, and we spread it amongst the acupuncture population, because Chan Sheng is not used very often. It's a secretion medicine in traditional Chinese medicine. These are the kinds of things that we have as tools. We have each other. We have our herbs, we have our land, we have sustainable food here. We have all of those things in this area. We're not as well connected as we should be. So what I'd like to do is anybody who's interested in making a commitment to being a health ambassador for whatever you've researched, I want to set up a community of health ambassadors in Mendocino. And it could be that you have contact by email or by phone number or any way you want. But part of it is we've all done this research. We're all experts in some things, but it stays with us unless we share it. Our idea is that you take it for a year and be an ambassador in that area, and then the people that you contact or who go through that process themselves, in a year you can hand it on to another person. But that we set up a access, and it'll probably be under the 211 number, and there is in process a website that I'm setting up called Access Health Choices that's geared toward education in health and healing, and how you find provider lists, how you find what different things can be used for, and that it's not geared towards, oh, you have to buy something or you have to pay the money, but that it's kind of a categorical reference to be able to look up and find health and healing at your fingertips. And then I have a Plaintree Health Library that I want to set up locally in this area, which is geared towards health and healing, and it's been in storage for about 8 years. It was the Petaluma Health Library. Initially started out of CPMC, or California Pacific Medical Center in San Francisco, and it was really geared towards getting an informatics person. So, oh, I have cancer. You can talk to somebody and help you. You can go through and help find information through that process. I can find practitioners that do these things. And we're starting both in Lake County and in Mendocino County and down in Sonoma County to start with. And if I can help in any other way, let me know. Nice to meet all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Turner. And Dr. Turner also sees patients individually. Just take this opportunity if you like to talk to her. So, yeah, it's all about community and the empowerment that innately lies within a group of people when we realize we can nurture and nourish community. So, there are vendors outside and there's people outside. I don't think they can hear us, but I would like you all to mingle and be here and be out there, and just don't forget to buy some raffle tickets. This event is a fundraiser for the Grange. The Grange is a community hub and it needs our help on many levels. A lot of repairs have to be done. So all the vendors have graciously donated high value items. So please, 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 please buy some raffle tickets, and the raffle will happen at 2:30 today. And just check out everything we have to offer to each other today. And now I think that's all I had to say. If you want to talk to me, I'll be around. if anybody wants to make an announcement, the mic will be open for another 10-15 minutes. I would say just keep it to a minute. But if you want to like talk about what you have to offer or where your booth is, where people can find you, please do. You want to come up? Yeah. All right. Melinda's the first, and she has something really important to talk about.
I looked across the street the other day, and up comes a family up my street, a dad and a mom and a little girl, maybe 6 years old. And the dad is talking very loudly to his cell phone, and his presumably wife or partner, person, is holding hers up as well. They're not talking to each other, and the little girl is behind them both, and they're not paying attention to her, and she scrambles up and goes around in front of them and looks at them, and they don't pay any attention to her. Or in a restaurant where the couple is sitting there waiting for their meal to come, and they're both looking on their phone. So we're in a siege of phone, and it's changing our brains, our neurotransmitters. There's many things I could be saying now, but what I want to do is remind everybody that we can change our brains. The neuroplasticity. We can learn to do more of what we need to do or want to do or can do other than going on our blankety-blank phones, which are really changing our society and changing our relationships, and there's a lot to be said, and you probably all agree with me. Come on over and write down on a little tag what you would like to do or want to do or would prefer to do than talking on your damn phone. And also with anybody who's got kids, please cut down on the video games so you can come over and do that. So we inspire and not chastise, but just say, I want to do this more than going onto my phone. So thank you.
I'm Nad Strong. I know a lot of you already, but I just wanted to let you know that I brought a few things for Willits Economic Localization. Encourage people to join to help support our organization to make Willits a more sustainable community. And also there's a little tiny flyer there. On June 11th, we're going to have the third in our series of building community events. And we're trying to basically cross-fertilize all the different interest groups and different passions that people have, which includes health, housing, youth programs, business support. So anyway, we have been forming little working groups. We'd love to have you come to the third in our series. It's going to be June 11th. There's a little flyer for it up there at the front table. And we really want to engage people in how the whole community can work together and across some of the boundaries that we think exist that aren't really significant when push comes to shove. We are all in this together. So that's our theme. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Tiffany Lee Logan, and I have a little presentation booth over there because I was doing some research and I saw that the Sutter-Yuba Mosquito and Vector Control District did some testing here in Mendocino County, and 41% of the nymphal ticks have Lyme's disease this year. So I just wanted people to be aware. So I got some strange little things like a bandana, little guards that you can put on your wrists and your ankles, and a belt, and some other bug-off sort of clothes for people to just see that that's an option, or there's bug sprays. And I just want to suggest, like, Lyme's disease reservoir, like what it lives in is the mice and the, what was it over there? The wood rat. So if you have cats, they can go and eat them. So I find that's helpful. Also, like take a shower after you play outside. If you're camping, keep your tent zipped closed until you get inside it. Have a friend look you over for ticks, look at your animals, wear light colored clothing so you can see them easier on yourself. And there's some other suggestions over there. So it's just to raise awareness. I don't have Lyme's disease, I just was concerned when I read that. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Meredith, and I am representing the Death Cafe booth out there. As you can assume, we do talk about death and dying, and it seems like in our general culture, that's not a topic that we really talk about to one another. And so we don't know our options. We don't know how we can plan for our end of life. And what we're finding is that people in our community are being very empowered by talking about death and dying. And it just really touches my heart that this can be another way to show up, and not only to show up for a community, but also for ourselves. So if you have any questions, we have a little flyer out there just to point out some specifics that we talk about. And I love to obviously talk about death and dying, so if you ever want to find me and chat, I'm here for it. And then putting on a different hat, my partner and I have a tea company called Inner Earth Tea, and we also have a booth set up next to the Death Cafe, and he's serving tea. And our mentor, Brian, is also out there, and he has just phenomenal stories about indigenous culture and the tie with tea and community. And so, yeah, definitely pick his brain, because he's moving back to China in the next month, and he just has incredible stories about the indigenous people of the Pu'er Mountains out there. And that's all I have to say. Oh, and thank you. We're opening a tea room in town. If all of you know Re-Evolution, where the art gallery was, we have turned it into a tea room. So we will be opening hopefully by the end of the month. We're going to have private tea ceremony together, but also just a communal gathering space. Yeah. And the tea will not poison you.
Hi there, my name is Yvonne Mayshark. I have a herbal shop in Ukiah called Boomy Herbs. It's right on School Street. One event that we've been offering monthly, more on the focus of spiritual, emotional health instead of physical health, but they are all tied together. Every first Friday of the month, we have a kirtan. It's called, sure. Kirtan, if you're not familiar with it, it's a call and response singing and chanting of Sanskrit mantras, and it's a very wonderful heart-opening experience. So every first Friday of the month, 6 to 8 o'clock, please join us if you'd like to sing in a group and open up your heart. Thank you.
That reminded me of wearing a different hat. Don Willis and I are starting up a community sing-along event, and it'll be, the first one is going to be Wednesday, May 2nd, across the street at the Methodist Church, and we'll be doing it the first Wednesday of each month at 5 o'clock at the Methodist Church, and it's just going to be whatever songs people come and want to share and sing along with. It's all sing-along. Not performance, not, you have to learn your part and everybody has to, just get together and sing simple, fun songs, and you can bring ones that you want to share with people. It could be gospel or folk or, James Taylor or Beatles or anything, whatever you want. So that's going to be first Wednesdays across the street at 5 o'clock.
Hello. Beautiful to be here. So good to see you all. So good to see you all. My partner Carlos and myself, Sienna, we are very honored to bring Colombian indigenous beadwork here to our community. It's made by Plant Ceremony Community in Colombia, and yes, it's our honor. We've been working with this community for 2 years now, and so we have a variety of pieces of those, as well as my partner and I have been on a journey of nutrition and bringing in high quality foods and just kind of alkalizing our bodies. So love to share and talk about that journey with anybody who's interested in alkaline lifestyle or alkaline nutrition. Part of that has been a greater awareness on our consumption and the process by which we're eating. So changing our habits around eating, just actually like the very act of consuming, bringing more quietness to that process, eating without conversation, taking time to chew, to really taste, to really give that internal gratitude as we consume our foods. And of course, we're so blessed in this community with so many amazing farmers and local food sources. But with that greater awareness, we have also looked at our utensils. So we've sourced organic, 100% organic bamboo eating utensils, which we are offering at our booth as well. And replaced all of our metal utensils. And likewise, we've added to our lifestyle some more natural things like 100% biodegradable shower caps, and also toothbrushes that are 100% plant-based. So bamboo handle and 100% plant-based bristles. And yeah, we're just happy to share. So come on by and chat with us. Thank you so much.
All right. And I want to thank the musicians, Two Trees, Carlos and Chris, for being here today with us. Thank you. And again, thank you all for coming. This is all here for you to connect with each other, and anybody who wants to connect with me, just come and talk to me. And the raffle will happen at 2:30. Okay, see you later.
I'm just coming to say thank you to Claudia for bringing everybody together here for this event and all of the work that you do to support community and this beautiful offering to support the Grange, which is very important to a lot of us here in the community in so many different ways. So thank you for everything that you do, Claudia.